I'm watching everybody come up on the Zoom. I can't say a whole lot of good things about Zoom, but it's sure better than a conference call. We've got Mac and TJ and Frank present with us, and everybody else is going to be Zooming. You all have got a lot more experience at this than I do, so you know how to manage this Zoom process. You have before you, and I'm pretty sure Katie has gotten it to you, the minutes of our August 14th meeting, and if there are no additions, corrections, I'll entertain a motion with regard to it.
So move we accept the minutes.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor indicate aye. Opposed, the same sign. As you can imagine, Katie and her team has been extremely busy since Friday. In fact, we had to put off our board meeting of the Department of Archives and History today. Obviously, what we're about to do today is going to be a lot more important than our board meeting, which we just postponed. As the agenda indicates, our task today is to select the top 5. And I know that we've added some additions, corrections, and have ended up with more than 9. And with that said, that will not do anything but delay us. But we, as I told you before, I'm the only person here that doesn't have a full-time job, so, and my tea time is not until 1:30, so we can be here all day until we resolve this matter. With that said, I just want to reach out and thank Chief Ben for taking the time to be a part of this commission. Chief, you have shared with us a lot about the culture and history of your people, the Choctaw, and I've enjoyed every bit of it. And thank you, and thank the governor for making you a part of this commission.
No, I'd like to thank you. I thank you for your receptiveness. I thank all the commission. I think that the governor, lieutenant governor, and speaker done a great job of picking some individuals that work very well together.
Thank you. Katie advised me today that as of 3 o'clock yesterday, we have had over 48,000 citizens to vote once on these flags, and that shows that Mississippi has a tremendous amount of interest in what we're doing. And we're sure not going to disappoint them, and we're going to give them the greatest flag that we can have. With that said, Katie, I'm going to turn it over to you to give us some directions.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Where we are today is we have the 9 flags that y'all agreed on last week. We can show them to you in a second. And then we have...
You don't hear me?
Is that Chief? Who said that? Oh, yes, Clay. And then we have a number of alterations that y'all have made since the last meeting. So let's pull up, Josh, the 9 that went up online after the last meeting. And then we can proceed as you wish. We can talk about these, or we can go ahead and look at the alternates that have been coming in fast and furious up until this morning.
I would like to make a motion to accept the top, it's actually 6, I guess 2 are in a tie after they were filtered, that the 48,000 Mississippians voted on. And those would be 9, 7, 3, 2, 1, and 8.
I'm sorry, I couldn't really understand what your motion was.
My motion is to accept it's actually top 6 flags. Number 5, 1, and 8 were tied based on the filtered numbers of 48,000 Mississippians voting. That'd be 9, 7, 3, 2, 1, and 8.
Are there numbers? What numbers are they on this, Frank? Do you know which ones they are
I think
on?
we've got to, excuse me, I just want to make a comment. I think we have to look at, because this is confusing, because the green tree is not in that 9, and that was one of the final that was voted on that I'm looking at on the screen. I don't see it.
You don't see it's number 7 on the screen.
Oh, okay, you know what, it's cut off by that thing, but I think we have to go, aren't there some alterations to the ones before we vote on anything?
We need a second on the motion and then discussion. Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you restate the motion, because I couldn't understand which ones are,
So if, on the screen,
I can't even read the numbers. It's the one over there, the blue flag's number 1, 2, 3.
Betsy.
Top left, the blue flag.
it'd be K 1293.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
You can?
yes.
My computer has updated and I can't get on.
Okay, this is a complicated process, but we do have a motion, and was there a second to the motion? Without a second, the motion dies, and let's move on. Katie, back to you.
Okay. So Betsy is struggling to get on. We're working on that. We can proceed with the discussion of these 9, or I think somebody had suggested that we look at the alternates. Would you like to look at the alternates?
I'd like to look at the alternates. I think at the last meeting, at the end, we didn't study all the details, and we agreed to add the star that has the 5 diamonds into every design where it was appropriate with a ring of stars. And being as, it just makes it unbalanced to me. And so I'd love to hear some discussion regarding different ways to have that star implemented. My designer sent one in, I know, that takes the "In God We Trust" and puts it under the magnolia and leaves the full circle. And so it is either number 2 or 3 are the ones that I think it's number 2 to be altered. And so that is the same idea. That you just showed is the same idea. It was sent this morning. Josh, do you have that?
Yes, they're showing.
Okay, it's not showing on our screen which one it is, so. It's the bottom number 18, if you could show number 18.
Let's just talk for a second about what people are seeing and what numbers people are using, and make sure that we're all on the same page.
Thank you.
For those of you on Zoom, hey, Josh, can you go back to the 18? Okay. Can everybody see 18 flags up there?
Yeah.
And
I can.
Okay, can you see the numbers?
No.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. What might be helpful is if we talk about these in groups. I think where we need to get this morning is to one flag for each kind of group of designs, and that's probably a good first step. So we can start wherever y'all want, but let's try to do it that way.
Can I suggest,
No, these are.
Robin, you submitted an alteration on number 2. No. In number one, the one up in the far right corner with the river, you submitted an alternate, which I really liked.
It was actually, Mary, it wasn't an alternate, it was the original that we had made alterations to. But it was the original that I sent in that email
Okay.
that, and I would have to, I'll see if I can find my email. I don't know, Josh, which number to tell you it was originally.
I think the larger magnolia makes for a better flag.
Yeah.
It was a better magnolia design. So if we're going to keep, on my record, CS3, I would suggest we go with the larger magnolia version.
Well, that one is not up there right now. I'm looking at it on my laptop, and it was in the email that I sent to everyone. Should I resend it, Josh,
No,
to you?
It's there. It's up there.
It's number 20, but it's in with some other flags. I'm not sure why.
That's how it was sent.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. That's not the one I thought you were looking for. That was I just was sending that one. Yeah, I guess that top right is more what it is. Incorporated the star into the magnolia. You know, we talked a lot about that at our last meeting about ways to incorporate the 5-diamond star. And so we knew we had seen one at some point that had the star for the stamen. And so that's why I sent that one.
Okay.
It incorporated it there rather than in the ring of stars.
Any more discussion on that flag?
No.
Okay, are there any more of the alternates that you want to look at and try to eliminate some? These are the originals again.
I would like to look at number 18 versus number 2 and see what people's thoughts are. Number 18 changes number 2 so that the stars are balanced in the circle. It moves the "In God We Trust" up under the magnolia. How do y'all feel about that? Does the imbalance bug anybody like it does me, or is that just?
I personally like the "In God We Trust" is within the circle. I think it takes the clutter out.
So Betsy, would you do 21 stars, or it doesn't bother you for it to be unbalanced?
I'd rather, if we keep it within the circle, I sort of like the 21 stars. It makes the Native Americans, for Americans.
Do y'all want to make a decision on this one? I think that's what we have to do is look at these.
I'm a little confused. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
There's so many different ones that, like, number 2, I don't even remember that being in the top ones.
No.
So that's where I'm confused
Okay.
on. I know there's some alterations on, I think what we have to do is there were 9.
Let's do
And
this.
9, you have to go through and do the if there were alterations, because then we know what we're voting on. But there's so many here that I don't understand where they're coming from.
Got it. Okay, Josh, can we do this? Can we see the original plus the alternate for each of the originals? It's not me, no. Okay, sorry, I took my mic off. So Josh, can we go to each of the originals, one by one, and see the original plus the alternates that were sent in the last couple of days? Perfect. Perfect, thank you, Josh. All right, so am I right, Josh, that the original is on the left in the smaller? Oh, there are two originals.
That's
That's
right. We
right.
had two of
That's
this
right.
version in the top 9.
That's right, okay, so
Yes,
those
that's
two
exactly right.
show there, all right? So let's open discussion on these 5, the 2 originals and the 3 alternates.
Which,
And we did not, I don't believe, bring this other one back up. We just looked at the Magnolia from it.
No, we did not. That's exactly right. Because that's where I didn't know that fourth one, the one in the left corner, was not in the top.
Yeah, you can eliminate that one.
Okay.
Unless somebody else submitted it besides me. I submitted the others, so.
Wait a minute. I'm lost. This one
Yes,
is right.
okay. So we're eliminating the one with the yellow circle.
Correct.
Yes.
It was never in the top 9 from the other day. That's why I was asking where it came from.
Doesn't need to be.
Those are the 3.
It was submitted as an alternate, but
The one that has the gold rope, I think is what it's called, around the Magnolia that was not in the original 9. That is the one, that was the original design that we took this Magnolia from. So we discussed that yesterday and got that artwork from
Got
them.
it.
So I think that's probably how it ended up there.
That's
but
right.
It's not to be put back for consideration.
That's right.
We took that Magnolia from that design.
that's my mistake. That's exactly what happened, and I sent it to Josh and shouldn't have. Okay,
No, worries. It's all good.
Okay.
So on this version, you can determine whether you like the In God We Trust under the Magnolia, which is the new version. And these two do not have the star, the 5 diamond star at the top. But if it did, I think we should do 21 stars instead of 20 if we choose to stay with that design, because I think 9 on one side and 10 on the other, just weirdos like me I can't stand it to be unbalanced.
I agree with that. I think I think the point is, though, you got to have 20 stars because we're the 20th state. So if you like the one within God We Trust underneath, I just think if you're going to have the star up top, I don't think you want 21 stars.
Mac had a question. Mac, we're right on.
Okay, the one on the right, which is the newest one y'all just submitted, you've taken In God We Trust out of the circle of stars and put it right under the Magnolia. And you're saying you put the, what do you call it? The
diamond star?
the diamond star at the very top, and you're saying, Robin, it's unbalanced?
No, it's not unbalanced in that one, Mac. That's why we took the wording and moved it to the inside of the circle. The
Okay.
2 original ones have the 20 stars, since we were the 20th state. If you take one of those and make it the diamond star, there's no center because there are 20 stars. So if you do that, you only have 9 on one side and 10 on the other.
So you have 21 stars
It
on
makes it unbalanced, yeah.
on the one on the right. The new edition is 21 stars, not 20.
That's right. I mean, and the 21 stars removes the meaning of the 20 stars, but
Exactly.
it completes the design, and I think it looks funny to have it unbalanced.
Well, I think we can rationalize that by including the nod to the focus on the Native Americans, that they were here before the states.
Could we
That makes
also,
sense?
could we also consider the stamen being that diamond?
We played with it with this Magnolia, Mary, and it doesn't work with this Magnolia. I think if you wanted to switch to that other Magnolia that's the flat, the one where it has the 4 flags on the one page that we looked at a minute ago, it works in that style Magnolia, but it doesn't work with this one. We tried it. We made 20 little stars as the stamen. We've looked at it the the 5 diamond star. Just doesn't work with this particular magnolia.
Well, then I would go back to the diamond added as a 21 star, and center it at the very top. But I like the In God We Trust aligned with the other stars. I'm not crazy about it added to under the magnolia.
Right. I think the first 2 design options are much stronger
They are.
than the one that's added. But I agree, if we're gonna put the star in that circle, then I think we do 21 instead of 20.
I agree.
It's a different style star completely also.
It is, yeah, and it does stand out. I would do it in the gold, in the very middle at the top, and like you said, balance 10 and 10, and leave the In God We Trust where it is.
Agreed.
Clay, what do you think?
Can we make a motion for those 2 flag versions to have that incorporated?
Okay, let me go through it and make sure we're getting this exactly right.
Thank you.
And I think we should have, are we trying to have one here to eliminate the color options? Are we trying to settle on one at this point?
Seems like both of these got a lot of votes, so
Okay.
I think so too. Yeah, those were 2 of the higher votes, so I don't think we eliminate any of
Okay,
those.
so the 3 that we're looking at in the center of the screen, we're eliminating the one on the far right, which is the new
Correct.
design.
Correct.
Right, okay, Josh?
And if you can, combined, I think those 2 flags had the same percentage that the shield flag had, so I do think they both were strong contenders. But do you want to, if Dominique can send me that star, the high-res star? Yeah.
she just did it. Good job.
Perfect. Perfect.
Is that it?
Awesome. Great. I was
think
trying to
that's
do it.
That
Okay,
looks good.
Okay.
so
those
these
are good.
2, these
I have
2,
a question.
I think that is the low-res magnolia, though, Dominique. We replaced it this morning in the one that we sent. That's why I got that artwork yesterday. So if you want to send us the star, or if you want us to send you the high-res mag, you just tell us which way, just before it is, online for people to look at.
okay. So so both of these are going to be among the ones that we vote for today.
Yes.
I mean, that we vote on today.
I've
And
got
then-
one question.
Yes.
Is that the
If you look at
consensus?
the 2 magnolias, one has the green leaves and the other one doesn't. Is that for a reason? I mean, from a color standpoint, you're adding another color.
It is because it's on the white, and the other blue, you won't see the green.
Okay. I just didn't know if it was overlooked to remove the green leaves, or if that was intended. I understand the blue background, in the center of the right.
Okay.
Question, Clay?
Back
Before
to
we vote.
Katie's question, and that is, would both of these be included on what we will vote on today?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's get
Clay?
You good?
everybody's in agreement that these 2 would be a part of the 9 that would be voted on.
Yes.
I agree.
I have a quick question, though.
Okay, TJ?
Robin, what do you think about, to keep it at 20 stars, because we are the 20th state, what if we brought the diamond star down into the circle? Do you think that would work? Have 19 stars?
If we brought it down to what?
Inside of the other circle of stars, keep it 19 around the circle, and then just bring the 20th star inside of the circle.
Well, that's kind of the issue, is that then there's no center star. You'd have 9 on one side flanking that star and 10 on the other, and it lacks balance.
I think the Choctaw Heritage, we're trying to make a statement there, and it should have a standalone flag. A standalone star for symbolic reasons. I like it.
No, yeah, I would keep the diamond star. I was just thinking maybe we could move it inside of the circle.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Put it inside, like over the magnolia, and still have 20 of the blue stars.
Correct.
Was that
Yeah,
not done?
I think I like, it's too busy when we start adding more. I think that's why I didn't really like the In God We Trust taken out of the circle as much and put into the middle.
I
I think
like,
this simpler design's better.
I think the symmetry's better with the circle.
I think it detracts from the magnolia, loses a little of its focus. I just love the star at the top.
I do too, it looks good.
Okay, so we have two flags here that are moving forward. We'll have to make slight alterations in the end anyway to adjust the proportions for the flag designer, for the manufacturer. So we will make sure that we get the high resolution, we have it, magnolia on both of those flags. Okay.
Katie, say that again. Whatever we select will have to be massaged at some point in time to conform to an actual
It's
flag.
just the proportions. Holly, you want to explain that?
Sure. So in plain Boston, might chime in too. They may be tweaked, the width.
We can't hear you, Holly, I'm sorry.
The width of has to do with the proportion, the length and width of the flag.
So the width of like a bar, we'll take number 4, for example. Those green bars may have to be modified slightly within millimeters based on flag proportions. The circle may have to be reduced oh so slightly. So there would be some minor technical modifications, but what you see there will remain intact. We're talking millimeters. And the other thing I want to address is color. We have 3 or 4 different designers, and of course some of these were just submitted as they are. We have not altered them. And we will work with the flag company. We don't deal in Pantone. Flag companies don't deal with that. So there's a whole color level that we will get to once you pick the flag. So I don't want to get too hung up on what shade of gold, because I think that's going to be predetermined and Clay Moss might want to address this with the flag company and the printers. So we can give them,
Right.
give them direction.
And that's why it will be so important that you see the flags themselves. That is how they will look. Okay.
I have a question regarding that particular flag. I'm wondering if we could use Clay's update, because he vectored the magnolia like it might appear, should it move forward.
We have 4 versions of this flag, and Josh is going to pull them up.
He vectored it and, yeah. Whatever.
One of them has 21 stars, one has 20. You get the 21 stars is the one you're looking for. I think it may be the one right to the right.
Right, to the left.
Now, the one to the left is the 20-star version. You only have 9 stars to your viewer's right and 10 to the left. But if you go over to the flag behind sort of the screen, everybody's screen there, that's the one that has 21 stars on it. I'm looking at a cursor arrow right now. If y'all move that to the right, I think that's the flag we're after, right there.
Is that the original?
Slide that more to the middle of the screen.
I'm sorry, is that Clay?
Yes.
I'm not following. What we have here is the original up in the top left corner, and then 4 alternates. Does
Frank,
anyone?
I can't see it because it's behind Robin and myself, at least on my screen. I don't know how to move us.
It's the same as what we're seeing on the screen, except
I've
the
modified
one to the
the
left doesn't have the 21 stars.
The thing I did is I put a more, sort of a more usable vectored magnolia on there. And you don't have to use that particular magnolia, but it gives you an idea of how to simplify it. And then it's what I did with the bars, and it's what you necessarily will need to do with any of the vertical Canadian pales is make sure that each bar is 1/4 the length of the flag. And so several I've looked at, they're skinnier than that. You need to make them a bit wider. That would make it a true Canadian pale, and it improves the design in terms of overall usage.
Okay, thanks, Clay. Let's talk about preferences, commissioner preferences on these.
Do what?
See, I think you picked the one you like to be voted on in the 9 because it was one of the 9. So whichever version that you prefer, because it was your pick, I think you picked the one you want us to vote on in the 9 because we don't know which 5 it'll be.
Good plan.
Well, I would say the one that has the 21 stars,
Okay. So
which
that
looks
one-
like the original, and, you know, if y'all don't mind moving the Clay's version because it's proportioned,
So,
I have no objection to that, whichever.
so Betsy, are we talking about the bottom left?
That one has has the 20 stars. Clay, did you not do one that had the?
Yeah, it's right here where that cursor is right now. That's the flag you're looking for.
Right.
With the star in the middle.
But it doesn't have the star in the center. You've got it within the,
Okay, well, then there's another one somewhere
That
there.
is another.
I sent it to you.
yeah,
It should
there is
be
another
all right.
one.
All right, so the flag that will move forward will be
Again,
this.
I can't see that one. It's behind Robin.
That's
on my
okay.
screen.
Don't worry about it.
Unless
but
somebody moves it, I can only see the hoist third of the flag.
That's okay.
I didn't get out of the way, Clay, but I don't know how.
No, but
If you will, Clay, if you'll click on the very top and drag it over, you can move that. You can,
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, this is just a suggestion I made. Now, the other 21, the 21-star flag, it looks just like the 20-star flag, except you have 10 stars on either side. I don't know where y'all put it. I do know I sent it.
Okay, here's what we'll do. We're going to move forward with the flag that has the simpler vectored magnolia and 21 stars with the diamond star in the top center.
I will send it again if I need to.
No, the star is among the other stars at the top,
Bottom left.
bottom left.
Everybody comfortable with that?
Bottom left.
Yeah. Any unreadiness?
That's not the 21 stars, though. That's the unbalanced stars.
it's that one.
Yeah, we're going to fix that. Okay, so everybody good with that?
Let's move on to the next one. For discussion purposes.
Shield.
Well, there were plenty of email traffic about all of them, so all of your unreadinesses,
Okay.
let's talk about them.
All right, here's the shield. The original up in the top left.
Some of those may be duplicates. I think it's, just those three are the alternates.
I don't like it in the shield at all. I like it up top, but not in the shield at all.
Yeah, I prefer it at the top as well. It seems to be the focal point once you move it to the
Yeah,
shield.
it takes the design away.
Fine.
Okay, so we're going to, is that the consensus? Stick with the original?
Yes.
Top left.
Okay. All right.
Okay, let's move to the next one, Katie.
Those of you who submitted alternates, please help us introduce the ones you want to talk about. Okay, here we have the shape of the state with the border.
I just broadened the border is all I did to get it a full 6. It looks like somebody beat me to it anyway.
Okay. Preferences?
Let me say this. I think at the last meeting, I said something about making sure that the diamond star was at the very top of the state, and it looked even. And when I got it Friday afternoon, it didn't seem to be on center at all. Okay? Wasn't there one where, Clay, that you put the diamond in the center of the state?
I sent that to you as a suggestion. I didn't send it to the whole committee. You know, you had reached out a couple of days ago about it. I just sent some alternative ideas based on what I had done for Betsy. But this morning, I sent your exact version that you proposed yesterday, but I don't have the double river on there, only the blue river against the west side of the state.
Okay, so the only change you made was, and I did mention that, was you made the border on the far right side larger than the original on the left?
I didn't make so much larger. This is all vectorized. This flag's good to go without any kind of necessary alterations if I were to send you the vector drawing. I wasn't sure what, what process was used to make yours, so I simply broadened the border. It needs to be at least a sixth around the emblem, and then I used the Old Glory blue and Old Glory red colors I used to submit all various American flags that I'm asked to submit from time to time. So the colors may be ever so slightly altered, but they're what's standard in my system for American flag red, American flag blue.
Okay.
Right.
What you sent me then this morning was the red, you took the star, the diamond star from around and put it right in the middle of the state of Mississippi, right?
Yes, sir, and I just put it back up at the top because that was your original final submission from yesterday. I simply mimicked what you sent in yesterday.
Okay. Well, the one you sent me just then on my cell phone had the diamond star in the middle of the state, right?
Yes, I had just, you guys were kicking around other ideas. I stuck it in there when we were considering the possibility of putting the diamond star inside the circle of stars somehow. On your Mississippi, that just seemed to be the most obvious choice. I think you all have decided now that you want the diamond star at the top of the ring with the rest of the stars.
I've got a question on this one that Clay can probably answer. I sent this in an email to everybody the other day. Somebody posed it actually about the other one that has the state outline. I don't know, maybe it's number 7, I think, of our originals. The back of the flag will just be the mirror image, correct, of the other side? So this flag and the other one with the state outline has a real potential of being the Alabama flag. If you're saying
It's the river all over the place, yeah.
yeah, I mean, am I right on that? If you saw it flying from the other side, it would be Alabama?
If it were a single-sided flag, now if the decision was made to make the flag double-sided, adding a correct image on the back side of the flag, it wouldn't be, but both in God we trust and the silhouette of the state would be backward.
What do most flags have though, Clay? Do they have the doubles? I didn't know.
The only state that currently compensates for this relative to their badge with writing on it is the state of Washington, and they go double-sided on both sides. Otherwise, every other state who flies a flag with lettering, you just see it in reverse on the back side.
Good to know, thank you.
So I'm trying to get that too, Clay. In other words, you said the way we presented it now would be a problem unless it's a double-sided flag?
No, I said double-sided flag is possible. You wouldn't double the whole flag. That would almost not be a functional flag on a pole, but you could sew a correct badge as you're looking at on the reverse side of the flag, making the flag read correctly and the Mississippi silhouette look correct on the back side of a flag.
So what you're saying is really no problem?
Well, no, it's not a problem per se. It would be a more expensive alternative, to get it read correctly on both sides. A Washington flag costs a little bit more than other printed state flags simply because they have to use 2 badges, but that's part of their state legislation for their flag.
Okay, so like you said, it costs a little bit more to have a double-sided flag then. Okay,
Yes,
could
sir.
Dominique also put, yes, go ahead,
You
Ron.
just need to pick, because one of these 9 is gonna be voted on. It needs to be the one that you want it to be voted on.
Oh, I agree with that. I would like for everybody to see, though, if Dominique could take the star, the diamond stars at the top and put it in the middle of the state, like Clay sent me this morning, which I really liked. Is that possible? Put it up there now. I don't know if you can do it.
She doesn't have that, because that just came
I only
in.
sent that to you, Meg. I can send that later. I mean, I can send that in just a little bit, but I didn't.
Okay, well, that's fine, that's fine. I liked it when you sent it to me at 7:30 this morning, okay?
Okay.
We're trying to be as
Good enough.
accommodating as possible, but there really is no way for us to stay on track if the commissioners can't see. I mean, we can't add a flag that they haven't seen, because we have to get the flags to the
I agree. I'm just now seeing some of them first time this morning, too.
Right, but.
Right.
Hey, Mac, can you just email it to all of us?
I'm sorry, what?
Can you email what you got from Clay?
No, I'm gonna get Ruben to do it. It came on my cell phone. He probably knows how to do that.
We better get Josh to do that.
Yeah, well, I've got it right here. Let me just hand it to Josh and let's see what we can do.
Are you leaning toward the royal or the navy blue?
The colors will be standardized.
You just want the star in the center.
Well, I like to see it, and like everybody else to see it too, okay? I was impressed with that. Look, I don't know about the colors. I trust Clay on that. The royal blue or just whatever he thinks is the best blue, red. Like we have to say, we got to tweak all of these flags at some point about getting the proper colors.
Katie, why
I
don't
will
we
say this,
just,
the computer screen shows royal blue like a Kentucky Jersey blue, but it's really more of an American flag blue. It's a darker Ole Miss style blue.
It's Old Glory,
I'm
Old
not a
Glory.
fan of the royal, but I do like, a little darker than that.
Okay, let's move on from this. Mac is going to email his flag to Josh, so we're going to table this. We're going to table this conversation and move on to a different flag.
Thank you.
I'll speak to this flag. It's a very popular flag, got a lot of votes. I think it needs to stay in as it is and stay in. Clay, as y'all said, the color blue will be a little darker than this royal, and that is what I have received several texts asking for a little darker blue, which if we standardize the blue, I'm assuming it'll be darker.
is it Clay?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine you guys will either get a Pantone or a CMYK or an RGB on Old Glory blue, and once
That's right.
the printing comes out, it'll be a
That's right.
darker color.
Clay, take your mask off. I'm having trouble hearing you.
Who, me?
Is that you, Clay?
Yeah, yeah.
I had some trouble hearing you.
Oh, I was saying, your flag manufacturers have the Pantone numbers and all that for Old Glory blue. So even if our particular image is a little bit lighter, a little bit darker, and our goal is Old Glory red or Old Glory blue, they'll get that taken care of. That'll get rectified.
That's right.
I
So,
would suggest we keep the original submission. Got a
consensus?
lot of votes, and it's a strong depiction, which is the first one.
The only thing I don't think we changed anything, Mary, except it was too fat. Everybody said it was fat. I mean, so we were trying to make it a little more balanced. And so I don't know which one of these two, but that's why it just looked too much blue. And so the original, I liked the original, and it had a little more red and blue.
Yeah, I think the In God We Trust at the top and the star at the bottom is the better version.
I'm good with that.
So the one that's in the middle here on the left, In God We Trust at the top, star at the bottom, that's what we're going with.
With
This one would have the same issue about a reverse side and looking like Alabama.
Yeah, and you can't fix this one. This is going to be an entirely double-sided flag if you did that, and that would be crazy expensive.
Good to know.
Okay, so we're going, you know which, Josh? You good on what we're going forward with this one?
We're going forward with the original too, aren't we? Like
The one the cursor's on right now. Okay, good? Okay.
Let's move on.
So what have we not talked about that has alterations? Commissioners, are there?
Did y'all address the tree in the green and the blue?
No.
We've not talked.
Would you like to just combine one of those and just use the blue? I mean, would that
I'd be
help?
fine with that.
TJ, the blue was your first presentation, was it not?
Yes, the blue.
Well, I like the blue better.
Moving forward with the blue, everybody? Okay.
Is that good with you, TJ?
Yep.
Okay, before we go back to Max, are there any other alterations that designers worked on that we need to talk about?
please don't call that my flag, Mac's flag, okay? It's the state of Mississippi with a river on it.
I apologize.
That's okay.
Robin, that's the one I was talking about, number 9, had the bigger magnolia.
Right, yeah. Are you gonna send us the 9 we're voting on, Katie?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm trying to find my email to y'all, Mary, where that original is in it. Actually, do you have that, Kara?
Yeah.
I think that can be a popular flag if we increase the magnolia and the star.
Flag?
There's the flag that is not Mac's flag.
Oh, the flag that is not Mac's flag.
Yeah, right.
The star in the middle.
Yes.
I don't know, how's everybody like that, yes or no? You know, the star was above in the circle of stars, and that was sent to me by Clay this morning at 7:30. Let's hear a comment.
No.
TJ, use your mic.
There it is on the left, yeah.
Yeah, I like the original one better.
I tend to agree.
Around the circle of stars.
But I think in God we trust, and the original vote on the far left, okay?
I like the original.
I like the original better.
I do too. The only thing is, and I know y'all will fix that, the gold star at the top, the diamond star, is still not centered right above the state, and we can make that adjustment, I'm sure.
I like the original with Clay's adjustment to the bar for the Canadian, whatever.
The wider bar.
Yeah.
Clay, do you want to speak to
Canadian,
the,
but the border that he says is right.
Clay, do you want to speak to the state being centered? Is there any issue with just nudging it over in that one?
Yes.
Clay?
I didn't hear the question.
Mac was saying that he's happy with this one that you did with the wider border and the star at the top, but it bothers him that the star is not centered over the state, or the state is not centered under the star. Is there any problem with just nudging the state over west a little bit?
Yeah, I can send an updated version of that. The thing I was trying to do within the state is make sure that like the southeast corner, they're the panhandle of the coast, and then the upper corners, they all sort of evenly line up with the rest of the circle.
Right.
The silhouette is an odd shape, but let me move it and let's just tweak with it and see if y'all like it better moved over a little bit. I can do that without a problem.
Just fix it, Clay.
Okay.
Do you want to use the 21 stars on that one as well?
What did we decide to do in all the rest? Do we have 21 or just flat 20? It was a little confusing coming along. We have some flags with just 20 and a couple with 21, do we not? Am I right, TJ?
Right.
Okay, 21 on all of them.
Okay, 21 on all of them, 20 for the 20 state and the diamond star for the Choctaw Nation.
Okay, so we're going to look at that one more time when Clay sends the state nudged over. All right.
I will.
Nudging the state.
I'll get
Yes,
that
nudging the
sent, and then
state.
I'll also get Betsy's resent with the 21 stars, since it's missing this morning.
Okay, I don't know if this is I can email this to someone, but I think I'm holding it up to my camera. I don't know if that's working or not, because I don't see myself on there anymore. But can you see?
I can see it, Robin. I like the bigger magnolia, but I like the existing river,
We can't see.
just the one river.
We
I
can't
just
see.
think this kind of gets a little shrimpy up in the corner.
I agree.
I think if this were bigger, this would be a pretty good contender.
Who should I email that to? Josh?
Yes.
I agree, Mary. I think that, because people do like that one too.
Yeah, people really like the definition of the two colors and the river. But the comments I got were the magnolia is so small it loses its importance.
That's what they're wanting, I think.
Okay. Mayor,
I'm gonna
will
do
you-
that same thing real quick. This is,
One river.
let's,
I don't know.
What do you think?
We're not going to be able to see it this way. Mayor, if you would email it to Josh, we'll get it up on the screen. Okay, let's go back to the flags. Taking a little staff moment here.
Lost the flags.
Yeah, Josh, can you put the
A
flags up?
question, Katie, aren't we, you're gonna send us the 9, because we still have just the 9 that we're voting on, or the 8, because we took out the green magnolia tree?
Should be 8.
We're going to
Yeah.
show you, when we finish this discussion of all the alternates, we're going to show you where we are on each flag.
We're not adding a star to the tree flag, are we, to the magnolia tree flag? We're leaving it at 20? Is that right? It's currently 20 on the magnolia tree. I would have rather keep it at 20.
Okay? Keep the magnolia tree number of stars at 20.
Oh, my.
I mean, does it look, it doesn't look out of balance to me. I could be wrong.
I think it's because there's nothing in the middle on the, it's only unbalanced if there's something in the middle on both the top and the bottom.
If we're using that format, it seems that they should all be the same. Do you agree, Robin? Or y'all agree?
I do.
Lauren, Sherry, Cyrus, Mary?
Whatever.
I think the difference in that one, maybe it doesn't have the words "in God we trust."
That's true.
That's exactly right, it's different.
That's
I think
true,
we
it's
leave it the
different.
way it is.
You're right.
So we're going to leave that one as it is.
Yes, I totally agree. I'm sorry. Thanks.
Okay, so we're waiting on a flag with the larger magnolia and circle of stars with the river down there. Okay, they're working on that.
And Katie, I would think that since we're aligning the star, you'd want to add that, well, you've got the star and the magnolia on this one, so never mind. It's a little different.
Okay, what we'll have on this flag is just a screenshot. It's best we can do right now, but it will show you what the flag will look like to vote on. And keep in mind, all the top 5 that you vote for today, you will see as flags. And we'll also send them to you. We'll send the top 5 to you today. Okay, there's the flag, but it will not be blurry. All right. Y'all want to talk about that?
What do y'all think? Might be too
Only
late.
thing that jumps out at me is you've got green leaves with that blue
I want
background.
I think that needs to stay in there. I think it changes the design. So it's got "In God We Trust" on top. So anyway, it needs to be the same flower, because that to me is one of the best magnolias.
And just bigger, just
a little bit bigger, and I think that's too big.
Yeah, that one's too big. I would say about somewhere between the two. That one's too small, and the one on the right's too big.
And where's "In God We Trust"?
But I'm with Sherry. I think
the
it
bottom
needs to
one.
be the
You don't
exact.
change that flower. I mean, you don't change that design. You're making it and tweaking it just a little bit bigger is what Mary's saying, I believe.
Just make it bigger.
Okay,
About half the size of the one you blew up.
who sent the proposed alternate on this one? Which commissioner? Or were we
You're
not
on
sent?
silent, Robin.
Robin?
Robin, you're on silent.
Unmute, that would help, sorry. I sent that one, just someone had sent it to me saying that they heard our discussion about the 5-star, the 5 diamond star being in the middle of the magnolia. And so they sent this one, and I included it in that email to the commission the other day as we were talking about it. But the one on the left, I think, made larger would be very effective as well, so.
I think so too.
Yes.
Okay, so we don't have we don't have what you're talking about for you to look at, but what we will do is make the flag on the left, the circle of stars will be larger and the magnolia will be larger. We'll see if we can get that.
Yes.
We'll see if we can get that for you to see quickly.
Dominique, do you want us to do that? I think my designer can. She's right here, so.
Well, go ahead and have her do that then,
Okay.
if you would.
Thanks, Robin.
And email it to Josh. Okay. Is this where we are, Josh? Is there anything else we need to talk about? Okay, is there anything else we're waiting on besides the flag we just talked about? Okay. Let's go through them and show them really big. Just show them one at a time. Make sure everybody's good, and then as soon as we get that last adjustment, we will vote.
I just emailed that adjustment to Josh.
Perfect. Do we have more ballots? Okay. We're going to do blank sheets of paper.
Nice, Robin.
Thank you. That's all Kara Giles, not me.
Robert. The other thing we can do is move fans for each flag. Stop flag. Yeah, I'll propose that.
Katie, while we're waiting on this, we're going to send our votes to you, right? Because I have to pop off in about 10 minutes. Correct? What are we doing?
Robin, I hate to ask this, but could she scoot that kind of up in the corner more so it gives the impression of that original flag? It's just bigger.
So in that,
Yes, but do they want
Like a little bit up in the corner. You know?
do you want the river, Mary, more tilted like in that original
Yeah,
version?
I
Or
like
straighter?
I like the tilted, the way it was originally.
Okay.
And I like it up in the corner. And again, this is not my favorite flag, but these are the suggestions that came to me, was just increase that. But it still looks good kind of tucked up in the corner.
Okay, she's gonna whip that out real quick.
And I like the tilt of the river. I don't know who your person is, but she's pretty amazing.
She's amazing. She is amazing. Kara Giles, we call her the assistant mayor.
She's good.
She is.
Oh, right, the star needs to be the diamond star.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we have that image. Hey, Kara, do we have the?
We'll fix that. Just show it with the changes that, that you've just talked about, nudging it up and the angle of the river, and then we'll put the diamond star in. While the designer is working on that, let's talk about how we're going to vote, because I think we're getting close. We had designed a voting system like the one we used last meeting, but
I'm having a hard time hearing you, Katie.
I'm sorry. Okay, better?
Yes.
Okay. We had planned to vote using ballots as we did at the last meeting, but I think it might be a little bit confusing because we don't have a ballot that exactly matches the flag. So let me propose this, and we can always go back to ballots if y'all would rather. We could do we could just show a flag and then vote, show of hands, and the people on the Zoom will have to speak up and and we'll do that for each flag, and then the 5 with the most votes advance.
No, I think we need to do ballots.
Okay.
And I have another meeting, so I only have about 5 minutes.
Okay,
Can you just send them to us and let us vote?
Yeah. Send them like you did with the updated designs, and we'll just send them back to you today.
we have to vote, I mean, we don't have, we have to send these to the designer, and we also have to vote in the meeting.
Hold on a minute
Well,
and
then-
let Katie get some advice here.
So can we text you or email you our votes
No.
based on the numbers showing?
Yeah.
No, you can't. It's a public meeting, it's a public process. We have to vote in public. We can, so you can send your vote to Emma by email with those numbers above the flag.
We can do it right now, and she can read them out.
Yes, we'll tally the vote right now.
We can email you our numbers right this minute.
That's right.
You want
I-
the live?
I just emailed the updated image for flag number 6 based on the numbers that I'm seeing right now. I just sent that to Josh
Before we
with the change that
proceed,
Mary wanted.
let's make sure that everybody is comfortable with the process of emailing the ballot in.
So what you're going to do is list your top 5 flags in order using the numbers that will be showing on this screen, and you can look at them.
Got it.
And then,
Sending it to Emma?
so your favorite is 1, and your 5th favorite is 5. And then we will tally them.
And we're sending it to Emma.
Right.
Correct.
Are we doing that now without any
Yes.
further discussion on any of the flags?
Robin, I like what she did. That looks good.
So we're going to
Agree.
replace
I
that
do
with the
too.
diamond flag. Okay, Josh, can you put them all up?
Y'all,
And they need pieces of paper.
Yes.
are we not having any discussion on these other
We've-
than tweets?
No, we're just voting on the 9. We pretty much we've been through all of the 9. And we took off the one green tree, so there's 8.
Hey, Robin?
I just wanted
Oh,
to
that's
make
right,
a
there are 8.
comment. Can I do that, Katie?
I'm
Yeah,
sorry?
you can make a discussion, yeah.
So the numbers showing are the numbers we're using, right?
That's right.
So when
Maybe we
they-
should have
can
a
y'all put
motion
them all
and
up
second
there?
to call a vote. Yes.
That one looks good. Yeah.
What are we doing?
Just what,
If you could, just one moment. We've adopted a process and accepted Katie's recommendation that we proceed with this process of, as they are reflected on the screen, you would vote 1 through 5 as to your favorites. If that process is okay, I'll entertain a motion that we adopt it.
Move to adopt.
We've got 2 of the same version, 6 and 9.
you'll have 8 to vote on. That one's coming out. Number 6 is coming out.
I have a comment, number 6, well, it just turned to number 8 now. Earlier in flag number 4, we stated it should not have green leaves because of the blue background, but that one there has green leaves in the blue background.
I'm okay taking the green out, but I know, Sherry, you mentioned that was the essence of that magnolia, so I don't want to disrupt that.
Yeah, it's a different thing, and I think the colors, I don't know, like I said, we've made so many adjustments. It's a lighter blue, but if it's a darker blue, you're right, it's not going to show up. But I think that's going to be tweaked based on the flag, what they can do with the colors.
Did somebody say they had to drop off in 5 minutes?
We can't numbers, put it back, thank you.
Okay. Well,
We need a second to call a vote.
I didn't get a second to
I'll
our
second.
motion that we proceed.
I'll second.
I second it.
We got a motion and a second. All those in favor of the process that was outlined with regard to voting indicate aye. Opposition, the same sign. Okay. Let's get about voting.
When you're ready, I'll.
how are we vote? I'm sorry, I just totally missed that.
Betsy, list your top 5 favorites in order, using these numbers here,
How do we do that?
just on a piece of paper, or on an email. Or you can call Emma. Call, Betsy, if you call Emma, she'll take your vote down.
Is there an email?
No, just call, if you call Emma, she'll take your vote. And mute your microphone when you call her.
Can I text her?
Sure.
No.
Is your microphone up?
You got your vote in, Mr. Chairman?
I'm sorry?
I said, do you have your vote in, Mr. Chairman?
I do.
You were number 2. I was first.
I just emailed mine to Emma. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
Yes, Robin, yes. Emma's got the emails, and she's getting them.
Just sent mine.
Emma sent me earlier an email that broke out the vote for each of them. I'm assuming she sent it to everybody.
Yes, we got those numbers, Reuben.
Thank you. After a break, we've come to the point where we have a tie. And as chair, I'm going to break the tie. And let me kind of tell you why. When the flag came down, it was one of the great days of my life. So what came up made little or no difference to me, and I didn't vote. But we're at the point now where a decision needs to be made, and I'm going to vote to break the tie, and I vote for number one on the left. Okay. Katie, why don't we put them up?
We're gonna put them all up. And then we're going to collect ourselves after this meeting and get those slight alterations and make sure every flag is just right. And then we're going to put them on the website, and the poll will reopen, starting over.
Katie, put your microphone on. They might have trouble hearing you.
I'm fired. Okay. It's going to take us a little while after the meeting to regroup and make sure we have all the last-minute changes on the top 5. These are the top 5. No, these are not the top 5. While we're getting that up, we're going to take a few minutes after the meeting to make sure that we have the correct versions of all the flags, and then we're going to put them up on the website. The public poll will reopen just as happened over the weekend, and then a week from today, when the commission meets next, we will have those flags as flags. We will fly them in front of the old Capitol, and then we will open the comments on the website so that people can share their thoughts about the flags. And then on September 2nd, commission will take a final vote. All right, is this correct?
The shield flag got the most votes, right?
That's not in order. Yeah, these are just the top 5.
No, they're not in order.
No.
Did you need to know that?
No, I don't need to know that.
Like to make a motion to adjourn?
There's a motion to adjourn
I'll second that.
and a second. All those in favor indicate aye.
Aye.
Thank you so much, everybody. The commission, the press, everybody here. Next Tuesday.
I talked about it. Next Tuesday, 10:30, we will convene in front of the old Capitol. We'll send this announcement out, but we'll convene in front of the old Capitol, raise the flags up on the pole, come in here for the rest of the meeting. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you, Katie.
Old Capitol.
Thanks, Katie, good.